sweltering heats of the Mojave Desert, to the unpredictable habitat of Tanzania's Serengeti, to the murky depths of the Mariana Trench, to the exhilarating heights of Mount Kilimanjaro, you have the pleasure of listening to From Chicago to Dummast, the Dummast Podcast.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is the Dummast Podcast. Actually, you've made it to the Beards. What is it? Beards Only Beards Only edition of the Dummast Podcast. Episode 57. We up in here. I am here with the Oddman. What's up, Oddman?
Oh, just another day in paradise, or at least that's what I keep telling myself.
Ah, okay. What's been up with you, man? What's been going on?
I had to take some time off because my head wasn't right, and it's that time of year where seasonal depression, and you start noticing the family members and stuff that you lost, and it got to be too much, and I needed to take some time off. That's all.
I got you, man. It happens to everybody, man. It happens to everybody. Are you a holiday person? Like, are you? No, you don't. No.
The only holiday I like is Halloween.
I could tell from all the Halloween stuff that you guys are doing on your channel. But
the wife likes Christmas. She's super into the holiday season, but not me.
Gotcha. I do notice with me, I guess my attitude gets better around the holidays. I'm a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more joyful around the holidays. I like to go out more and do stuff with the family outdoors, even though it's cold as shit.
That's the thing that I was gonna say is you got kids, so it's different for you.
Yeah, but even before I had kids, I did always notice like my mood was a little better around the holiday season. So I don't know. Yeah. Yep.
Now, if people enjoy it, cool, but it's not for me. I think it's too commercialized and too, what am I getting? Like, I don't mind the sentiment of, spending time with the family and things like that and whatnot. But Christmas is just too commercialized for my liking.
Okay. What is it about Halloween that you prefer? Like, what's going on? Is it just the whole darkness or monsters? And
I look at Halloween as when we were kids. Whatever you were scared of, one night out of the year, you didn't have to be afraid of it anymore. One night out of the year, you could be that superhero that you admired. You could be a firefighter. You could be someone strong and brave, or you could choose to dress up like the thing that scares you and take some of its power away. I like that aspect of Halloween. I think that's it. Plus, too, I like monster makeup and shit like that. So,
okay. That's cool. I'm not, I've always been a fan of Halloween. I think I'm a little bit more of a fan since now I got young kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was just about the candy. I mean, when I was younger, that's why I would. That's why I liked Halloween. It wasn't about dressing up as anything. It was about the candy, bro.
Yeah, for me, it was one day a year where I could step outside myself and be something else, and that was.
Have you ever dressed up as Sasquatch?
No,
Sam Squanch.
Nope.
I know Sasquatch is. Am I saying this right? Sasquatch.
How do you say it?
Sasquatch? Yeah, that's a big thing in your area. So, like, I was just wondering if you ever dressed up or people dressed up as Bigfoot.
You know what? There's probably a few in the area, but not me. I dressed up as, let's see, I went to Silent Bob one year.
Oh, okay.
And the last year I went out, I I just wore a white sheet, like with my.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hold on.
Here we go.
With a head hole cut out so it draped over me.
What?
Yeah.
What cut out?
Yeah, a head hole.
Oh, a head hole. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then I had 3 different masks in my back pocket.
Okay.
So the houses that had the really good candy, I would swap masks down the street and go back.
I don't think they really care though.
No, but I felt like I was getting away with something.
You thought you was.
That's all that matters.
Bro, I really thought this was going around a whole different turn when you say you put on the white sheet.
No,
like, whoa, where we going? Where we going, man?
My favorite one is there was a house that was giving out full-size candy bars, and it was towards the end of the night. About 11 o'clock, in my neighborhood, they would start to turn off their lights. And they were giving out full-size candy bars, and I realized it, and I walked a couple of steps away from the door after they gave it to me, and I turned around and I said, hey, can I have another one? And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, so I've got multiple personality disorder, and the other personality is going to be real upset if he doesn't get a candy bar too. I think the only reason they gave me that second candy bar is to get me off their fucking porch.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, because I also remember the houses that used to give away the full candy bars, and they were literally out there doing the Lord's work. Like, what are they doing? What is everybody else doing that they're not? Full-size candy bars, man.
They
Fuck
were the
that
ones
fun size shit, bro, because that ain't fun. Ain't nothing fun about that.
No, you got to eat like 6 of them.
Yeah, just to get to just to get to base level. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
What was your favorite candy? Like as a kid, what was your favorite thing to get in that bag?
See, back in the day, we ain't got all the candy that we got now, man. Snickers was good, shit, bro. Anything with peanut butter, nougat, I'm about the chocolates. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the chocolates, the candy, Skittles, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I like chocolate, man.
Kit Kat was the thing that I was happiest to see.
Yes, Kit Kat. Yeah. Payday, Nestle Crunch, you know what I'm saying? You got that stuff. Those people are out there doing the Lord's work.
Yeah,
they were out there doing something special. If I come to your house and I knock on your door and I want candy, and you're giving me, Mounds and York peppermint patties and Snickers and what's the other one, Mr. Goodbar. That's a touch of class right there, bro.
Mr. Goodbar was like the other favorite.
Yeah. That's a touch. That you're showing me that you got class.
Mm-hmm.
You're showing me at a young age. I know. Oh, okay. These people got it. It got to be a wife and it got to be a husband and a wife at home. Nice little middle class. They took thought into the kids, you know what I'm saying? They probably go on 2 vacations a year. This is a nice family. They're out here giving out really good candy.
I'm gonna talk directly to the people watching too. If you're one of those motherfuckers that give out pencils or pennies, fuck you,
bro. Back in the day, I remember the pennies, bro. I remember people that used to give out the pennies. Yeah, that's bullshit, bro.
Pennies, pencils, and fucking church pamphlets. No,
I don't remember the pencils and the church pamphlets, but I remember the people who used to give out their pennies. Very rare. It was rare. But here's the thing: like back when I was little, I don't know how we got off on this tangent. We talked about Christmas and we got to Halloween, but back in the day, so I used to trick or treat in the next town over. I literally like if I walked around the corner and across the street, I was in a whole nother town.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in the Austin community of Chicago, which is, poor community. It's, low income. You walk across the street, the median income is totally different.
Yep, same with me.
It's totally different. These were some, well-to-do people for the most part, especially if you go the deeper you go into that city, which was called Oak Park.
Yeah.
And that was the come up, man. That was the come up. You go, you can trick or treat in Chicago, but when you went across that street, you're more inclined to get some special shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you still got the nut bags that would give you pennies. You get some weird shit. So
You know, I grew up in lower middle. You know,
Yeah, we were lower middle.
yeah, and my neighborhood wasn't too bad, but if we went through the woods and went across one of the main roads, that neighborhood that was over there, they had money.
They had
And
that money.
yeah, so we would hit our own neighborhood, and then we would ride our bikes through the woods over
Exactly. Yep.
and hit that neighborhood,
Yep.
and then we would ride our bikes back through the woods and hit our neighborhood one last time.
So I remember back in the day, you couldn't dwell on on our neighborhood too much because weird shit happened. You know, you might get beat up. It's Halloween, so people are looking to get into trouble. So you might get beat up if you stay there, you know, too late. Of course, they were out there throwing eggs. Like they were definitely out there throwing eggs. So if you were smart, you hit up the neighborhood for an hour and a half, and then you go to the white neighborhood where they giving out full size Snickers. You know what I'm saying?
It's the one night a year where everybody gets white privilege. It's that full size candy bar. That's the white privilege right there. That full size candy.
The full size candy bar, man. That's bro. Who come up with this fun size shit, bro?
Oh,
I'm trying to figure out the marketing behind that because I've never had fun eating a Snickers this big.
It ain't about
bro.
that. It was about the candy companies realizing that they can sell you less candy for more money, and you know, capitalizing on the fact that people needed to pass out stuff.
Whatever, bro. Whatever. Nah, man. Get out there. You know, I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't do it. I don't. I think maybe once I might have participated in giving out candy, but usually I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm out with the kids. Or
the way we do it is we get a bunch of the fun sizes, but we also have a stash of full sizes, and the costumes we really like get the full size candy bars.
I got you. Okay. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, you put some time and effort into your costume, you're getting a full size or two from me at least.
Gotcha. So what else have you been up to? I know you said you weren't pretty much you took some time off. What were you doing during the time off?
Nothing.
Gaming, watching
no. Well, yeah, gaming, but nothing that had anything to do with content creation, and it was fucking glorious.
Nice.
You know,
took a break.
The wife got me into GTA RP, like the role play servers.
And I've been trying to get on. I will be on there. I know we talked about it. I will be on there this week.
And I took to it like a duck to water. And so for like a month, I just was screwing around building an empire.
So I talk about my cousin all the time for playing GTA. Like he plays, like legit plays GTA. But just the vanilla version of it, you know, the vanilla online version of it. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've been knowing about the real online version of it, where it's like a career. You know? And that's I never knew I can. Actually, I did talk to someone on Facebook who told me how to get in there, but it sounded like a chore. I'm gonna get into this, and this might be the thing. This might be the thing that scratches my itch, because like I've been in a rut with games for a while. I've been playing this Warhammer game, and it's scratching the itch a little bit, but it crashes all the time, so it's a little frustrating. So I need something. I think I'm gonna try to get into this GTA role play. I don't know, man. I think that might be the one. I think I think GTA, just the way it is. It's been what, 9 years, man. Like I'm
gonna tell you what, I've been saying this. If GTA RP, if the way the RP servers are set up had been how GTA released its online, dude, no other games would have gotten any money. Just flat out. Because there's so much that you can do. There's so many avenues that you can take. You can be completely legal and be an upstanding citizen, or you can be, you know, a degenerate and be a criminal, or you can be a little bit like my character, where he jokes that he is mostly legal.
So did you bring? Okay, so I know you were on one server at first, but now you're on a different server. Are you the same character? Are you?
Oh yeah.
What's the name?
Rooster Johnson.
Rooster Johnson.
Yeah, his name is Rooster Johnson, and he used to drive a tow truck. He sounds somewhere between, I've been told I sound at times like a Dollar Tree version of Cat Williams, or a more nasally Morgan Freeman.
What's the slogan?
Well, it used to be, I'm hired on as a tow truck driver in this new city, but I'm not running my own business as a tow truck driver. But the slogan used to be Johnson's Towing Service. If it's big and purple, it's gotta be a Johnson.
Bro, I gotta get on there, man. Like, I think I was telling you earlier that I haven't decided what kind of character or what kind of avenue I want to go down, but I'm thinking it's either I'm gonna start a criminal empire, or I might just be jacking people like Omar from The Wire, man. So I don't know.
I mean, there's a bunch of different stuff you could do. You can run drugs, you can run guns, you can boost cars. There's all sorts of things. You could get a legit job. I know.
Nah, what's the fun in that though? I know some people that have legit jobs. I know rappers on there. I know Austin Creed from Up Up Down Down in WWE said he was in the studio all the time rapping. And that was his character.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. From what I've heard, this is the fun. This is where everybody has gone. Everybody who liked the game and got frustrated because it just never really evolved, this is where they went to.
Yeah.
So.
No, I personally, I split my time between a garbage truck driver and a tow truck driver while I'm building up my money to buy my business. My business is going to end up probably being a front for a few of my friends that are less than legal.
So you're gonna be laundering money.
I'm going to help how I can when I can.
This seems fun. I might even do it tonight, man. I'm gonna be too busy tonight editing and whatever. But man, I'm glad to see. Even while you were you took a break, you were able to do something to have some fun, man.
Yeah, honestly, I make no bones about this. I've said it numerous times. The RP servers saved me from falling even further down into a depression hole, because by taking on the persona of Rooster Johnson, I was able to step outside myself, get out of my own head, focus on something else for a while, and basically let that depression just do whatever the hell it was doing in the background and focus on something up front. Because otherwise I'd have just been sitting there or laying in my bed feeling sorry for myself, sad and fucking useless.
Gotcha, man. I gotcha. You can't do that, man. Can't fall into it. Yeah, I got my own struggles, man. I'm on medication, which is lifting me up right now, which is stopping me from going there. But
I miss my mom, man. That's what it comes down to. Is she died 2020 on Thanksgiving. And
oh my goodness, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, once Thanksgiving hits for the last couple of years, it's just kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it comes down to. Is I miss my mom. I miss being able to talk to her. I miss hearing her laugh. I miss everything that she was, and there's a giant mom-shaped hole in our lives, and nothing's filling it.
Gotcha, man. I got you. I mean, my mom passed in 2005, and I was at peace with it. I was more happy because now she didn't have to go through pain and a lot of stuff. She was bedridden for a while. She didn't have to go through any of that anymore. So I was mostly happy. But one day, and this is so weird, and it was just such a surreal feeling. And I could say this is like the only time I've ever broke down and cried when my mom passed. I had a dream about my mom. And I woke up from the dream, fully knowing it was a dream. Like, oh man, I just had a dream about I'm thinking to myself, I just had a dream about my mom. And then I actually audibly said it. I said, I'm gonna call my mom, see how she's doing. I literally woke up in a world for about 10 seconds where my mother was still alive. And I came to reality, like, no, Paul, your mom is gone. And this was like 3 years ago. So I woke up just thinking my mom was alive. And I had a feeling, that my mom was alive. And then, like I said, I came back to reality and I can feel the difference. It was like night and day of when my mom was alive in my heart and when my mom is not alive in my heart. And I just bawled. I just put my head back onto the pillow and just started crying. Yeah. It was so, I guess it was just, the realization that I became a different person when my mother passed. So
yeah. Well, and
I didn't know it. That's the thing. I didn't know it. I didn't know I became a different person. I had to feel those two different feelings in a matter of 10 seconds to realize I'm not the same person.
Well, I think the thing for me that messed me up the most is, one, it was unexpected. Like, it wasn't like she had been sick. It wasn't like she was battling any major illness or whatnot. It literally was just a freak thing. And then the fact that she died in my arms.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm still like, I'm thankful that I smoke so much weed before bed that my brain just shuts off. Because if I don't and I actually dream, I replay that event way too much. And I'm trying to stop it. Like, I try regularly to like refocus my brain. Like, no, let's think about, camping or, hiking in the woods or, playing your favorite video game or something like that. But nah, it's not a good place. But
man, I'm sorry I opened up this can of worms, man. I'm sorry.
No,
man.
Honestly, what I need to do is I need to talk about it more because I keep everything bottled up. I don't want to. You know how it is, man. You don't want to burden someone with your shit. And what can you say? I miss my mom. What can you say? Honestly, man, I'm sorry. You're going through that and whatnot, and I don't know. I know people mean well, but it feels like empty platitudes that don't really actually fix the issue. Like, I'm grateful for it. Don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm like, fuck you, But yeah, I'm sorry doesn't fix it,
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm doing better now though. I took the month off, got my head semi right, and back at it.
Gotcha. I'm gonna be taking my break after this show, and I'll still be doing things like reels and shorts and stuff. But the actual podcast, we usually take a break around this time of year, a little bit earlier than this time, but because I've been trying to do this show for the last 2.5 weeks. But we usually take Christmas and the better half of January off. So I'll be coming up with some ideas and probably going to be reformatting the show and coming up with some new stuff. I got to be able to do a show without
others.
No, not well, yeah. No, I can't. The show can't be dependent on that. So I have to keep the truck moving while, just keeping everybody, close. And, when people want to hop on and if they can't, people got lives. That's the thing. People got lives. I'm never mad at anybody if they can't make a show or anything like that because shit comes up and people got their own shit. Like everybody I do a show with has their own shit. They have their own show. They have their own Twitch. They have their own podcasts and things like that. So it's difficult. But I gotta be able to kind of bob and weave and be able to put something together.
Well, if you're taking time off in January, if you've got the time, I'll hit you up to do a show or two with me. And if not, if you want like just the full month, then I'll
no, just the podcast. Everything else will be, everything else doesn't take that much.
Yeah.
So the podcast and my son's show, usually with my son's the show I do with my son, Sons of Dummast, Christmas is the break, and then we don't come back until school's out. So that always alleviates some time. But Christmas and New Year's is the end of that, and we take some months off, and come back big. They come back bigger, and with more ideas, and that's about that. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this break and coming up with some new ideas and things like that.
You got something you'll be happy to know.
What's that?
I am working on my Bigfoot 2.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Right before I took my break, I got one of the video interviews that I needed.
Okay. Now we'll still be doing interviews too. So, but those are going to kind of tie into the podcast.
Yeah. No.
So, yeah. At first, the interviews are standalone, but they'll be part of the podcast. The ones I do myself to kind of give myself some filler.
Excuse me.
Yep. So let's get into it, man. Brittney Griner is back from Russian prison. Looks like she was traded for the Merchant of Death, Victor Boot. How do you feel about that?
Worst WNBA trade ever.
That's actually like the best NBA trade ever.
No, I'm sorry, man. Whatever everyone else feels is their own opinion and completely valid. But in my opinion, they should have left her ass there.
Okay. And why do you feel like that?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You do shit in a foreign country that you ain't supposed to do if you didn't take the time to fucking know the rules and the laws of the land that you were about to set foot in, and you got caught for it. Man, if you or I did that, they'd have left us there to rot. Nobody would have cared. Our family maybe, but the president wouldn't have given a shit. And here's the thing. Isn't there a Marine over there that we're trying to get out that's, a captive right now? We traded a arms dealer for a basketball player.
All right, so here's my thing. We traded an arms dealer for a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Just say we traded the Marine. And we'll get on that a little bit later. We'll get on Paul Whelan a little bit later. No matter, I don't care if you traded a deck of Pokemon cards. I don't care if you traded Attila the Hun. Victor Boot is still out.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on, like, we don't have anyone. We don't have anyone that could be an equal trade to that.
Mm-mm.
So regardless of who you trade, Victor Boot is still out. So does it really matter? Be honest. Like, does it really matter that, like, this is not the NBA. It's not. We have to have value regardless of what the person you don't want out is gonna get out. For one, we shouldn't be trading anybody. We shouldn't be doing business like that, and that's my issue with it.
No,
we shouldn't be doing it. But if we are in the business of doing it, you might as well just get what you really want. And they want it, and people wanted Brittney Griner.
Why though? Wasn't she shitting on the entire? Like, look, I am the least patriotic motherfucker you're gonna run into. All right, but wasn't she shitting on the U.S. and how things are run here just before she did the dumb? I'm sorry, man. She should have been left there. She should have been left to finish.
Then, if that's the case, Paul Whelan should be left too.
Maybe.
And if you really want to go for apples and oranges, she's a bigger American hero than Paul Whelan. So
that's only because most of the military does shit in secret. We have no idea what value that Marine.
Well, I mean, it's come out that and this could totally be wrong. This is just stuff I've read on the internet that this Paul Whelan guy's a piece of shit.
He could be, but how we?
I mean, a court-martialed Marine who stole money from the American government in excess of $10,000. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, some of this shit could just not even be true. But from what I'm reading, multiple sources, this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know that Brittney Griner isn't a walking piece of shit either. We just know
true.
What
that's
the
true.
Image put
But
forth is.
It's true. But I mean,
I think if anything, she got
some gold medals. she got us some gold medals.
Woo, participation trophy
I'm
for
just
being
saying,
the best at whatever it was.
right. I'm just saying, I think we kind of get into the weeds too much of for one, we shouldn't even know about this shit. Like we shouldn't even be knowing about what's going on and all this shit. Like I don't know, man. It's you got people, man, they should have brought Paul home. Motherfucker, you don't know him. Like it's weird. Like you don't know none of these people. Like I am of the like I wasn't cheering for Brittney Griner to come home. But when I see people shitting on Brittney Griner because she came home, now I got a problem.
Yeah, I didn't shit on
When
her
you're
per
saying
se.
this person should come home and this person shouldn't come home, now I got a fucking problem. Because guess what? If Paul Whelan would have come home, then you'll have people saying, "Well, how come they didn't bring Brittney Griner home?" You can't win in this. Again, like I said in the beginning, maybe we shouldn't be in the business of trading people. Maybe we should enact bigger sanctions or better sanctions to stop this shit.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on the fact that she should have known better. She shouldn't have done what she did. Look,
Bro, we talking
know.
about less than less than, bro. It was residue, pretty much.
I understand that
of marijuana. You
but
couldn't even smoke that shit. It was
your
basically
home
an empty case. I understand that, but we're literally talking about a damn empty vial of marijuana oil.
Russia hates weed and gays, and she took both things with her. All right. Like they hate weed and gays.
And so here's another thing. There are thousands of people who got a slap on the wrist for the same fucking offense. So like I don't know, man. It's I'm not gonna sit here and say, and again, we've had this conversation on this very podcast before. Whether it was, I think it might have been a live one. Was she wrong? Yeah, she was wrong. But like sometimes you got to take a step back and just use your common sense and just be like, come on, bro. That's a fucking empty vial of marijuana residue.
Yeah.
The fuck she was going to do with that?
I mean, you rewind the clock 20, 30 years ago, and someone like you or someone like me, we'd have been hemmed up for the exact same thing.
Really though?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they got the other guy out. I forget the fuck what's the guy they got out a few months ago.
My feeling is this though: if you're going to have that same energy, if the federal government is going to be like, you know what, it was just an empty vial, it was just a little bit of residue, bring her home, they need to carry that same energy and force the states to start letting these petty criminals that are stuck in jail for God knows how long.
Aren't they doing that?
No, the federal government said that they were going to let people go. The federal government doesn't put people in jail
I see what you're saying. Yes,
it's the
they
states.
Do. That's true. They need to start leaning on these states until these states, hey man, come on, bro.
We just traded an international fucking war criminal to bring someone home for a weed charge. You telling me Ray and county lockup doesn't deserve to get out too?
Exactly. I agree with you. And I think for the most part we're saying the same shit. I mean, it's
honestly my whole issue with the whole Brittney situation is like they moved mountains, they moved heaven and earth to bring this basketball player home, but yet there are people in our own country who need to be let out because of simple possession charges like that, and they're still sitting in jail. Why?
Because it's
profit.
Not only that, because the way Democrats work is if it's in the media, that's what they're going to work on. They're not going to really work on stuff that people aren't paying attention to because it doesn't serve them.
Maybe people need to pay attention to the right things.
Exactly.
Fucking ignore these basketball players in Russia.
Stay your ass out of Russia. Who the fuck goes to Russia? Fuck it.
Right.
I'm not even gonna go there. Like, that's the least place I would. Like, look, what the fuck? Man, what the fuck is in Russia?
If you live in Russia and you like Russia, by all means, more power to you. Me, I can't see a goddamn thing I need to go there for.
Bro, I don't care if Russia was paying me Bro, you would literally, Russia would have to pay me 3 times more than what any other fucking country is paying me to play basketball.
Hmm?
They would
Yeah.
have to make the offer so good because ain't nothing like, okay, you play your game, you go home. What the fuck are you doing? I can't imagine there's good internet there for you to play games all day. I can't imagine like what the, I don't see nothing in there but weird ass buildings and mountains and snow
And vodka.
and oh
There's
yeah,
a lot of vodka.
they doing the thing over there with the vodka.
You know, if you drink enough vodka, you don't even care that there ain't shit to do.
It can only go so far. All right,
True.
let's go with let's go to the next topic I want to discuss, and that's this Deion Sanders thing. Are you familiar with it?
I mean, just briefly, the overview and whatnot.
Well, let me set the table for you.
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
set the table for you. So, Deion Sanders was the head coach of Jackson State, which is a HBCU, historically black university.
Mhm.
And he put a lot of attention on that school while he was there, and he got a lot of top recruits that would not have gone to this college if it had not been for Deion Sanders being the head coach.
Okay.
Deion Sanders did so well, he got the attention, and he recruited so well, he got the attention of high-profile colleges, one being Colorado University. So he took that job offer. He's going to be making a lot more, and he's going to be on a team that has national attention. A lot of people have come down on Deion Sanders. A lot of people have turn the side eyes to Deion Sanders, basically saying, "Why are you doing this? You should be, you should have been the representative that stick up for HBCU. You could have really, did something in the community, in the black community, that nobody else has ever done." That's where I'm seeing a lot of people are going with their opinion.
How long was he there?
Ooh, that I have to look up.
Okay.
I don't think he was there long though. It
No.
wasn't that. It wasn't fairly long though.
More than 2 years?
I'm gonna look now.
Yeah, tell me how long he was there, because here's the thing. Here's what I'm hearing. If you are working your job and you're not happy, you're not being fulfilled, you're not making the kind of money you want to make, and you're putting in all this effort and time, and they're not showing you that they value your effort and time, who is anyone to say anything against you about seeking out a better opportunity? And in this case, he's going to recruit and work with a college that has a little more prestige on it, a little more, shine and whatnot. That means these players that he's going to be recruiting might get more attention than they would have where he was.
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter? Now, okay, so we went to Colorado, right? So these players are going to get a better university education more than likely with it. They're going to have more opportunities because it is a college that has more eyes on it. Where's the problem?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate out there.
You're going to have to, because I don't see the issue.
Because you're gonna get a lot of people that says, "All right, man, you don't really know. You really don't know. You really don't have an opinion here. That unfortunately that's how shit goes." So I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
They don't like the opinion I have.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All right, man. Our HBCUs are struggling right now. We need some big names to come to these HBCUs, coach, help out. We need light shed on it because our HBCUs are struggling. We needed Deion Sanders. We needed Deion Sanders to stay where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to make less money? Yes, he is going to make less money. Is he going to have less attention? Yes, he is going to have less attention, but it brings light. It's going to make people that come out of our communities want to go to HBCUs and not go to, places where they may not either be wanted or they won't thrive. What say you?
I say you need to work harder on making those HBCUs places people want to go, and without needing a big name attached to it. Harvard is Harvard because it's Harvard.
Because it's Harvard, right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. It's not because they've got so and so, some big name there. No, Harvard is Harvard because it's Harvard.
Exactly.
So these HBCUs, they need to just slog through it, put in the time, and build that name, build that trust, build that view that they're looking for, because you can't buy that. You can't buy trust. And I'm guessing they thought Deion Sanders would be a stamp of trust and approval.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. And now I'm coming out of the devil's advocate mode, and I'm going to be on,
And holy fuck, how old is Deion Sanders? Like, that's the name you went for?
He's not that old, man. I think he's 50s, 60s, mid 50s, I believe.
Other than this, when's the last time you heard his name mentioned in sports?
No, he might be in the 60s. Hold on. Deion Sanders is come on, tell me how old Deion Sanders. It's not gonna. He was born in 67. So that would make him 12 years older than me, which would make him 54, 55, somewhere around there. Okay.
You telling me there isn't a bigger name in football that they could have got than Deion Sanders? Like,
probably not. I mean, as a head coach. Are you talking about him as a head coach?
Yeah, but I mean, there's other people and whatnot. Like I said, I'm not into sports ball. I don't pay attention to football or anything like that. But this is the first time I've heard Deion Sanders' name mentioned in probably 5-10 years. All right.
All right. So, like I said, I'm going to come out at devil's advocate, and I'm going to say, Deion Sanders never asked for any of this shit. He didn't ask, like all these people saying Deion Sanders should have, he should have stayed with him. We could have had a chance to have a high profile person at the HBCU. When was this ever discussed with Deion Sanders? He never said he wanted to be the savior for all HBCUs. He never said that shit.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, when you turn that energy back around on them for their job, you're like, well, whatever their job is, if it ain't paying them enough or it's working them too hard, well, you should just stay where you are. And
not even that, man. Some people, I mean, okay, you want, do the fucking work. You want to be the savior of HB, you can't put that on someone. You want to be the savior of HBCUs, you get your ass in there, you study these fucking plays, you learn how to become a coach. Because here's the thing, and when you have a career job, and I have a career job, my job is to be the best I can possibly be, create value within the position I have to move up.
Yep.
And that's pretty much status quo. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So,
but you got to pay me enough to want to create that value.
Exactly. And he had a college willing to pay him for his value.
Yep.
He did a great job at Jackson State. When I mean great job, your job as a head coach is not only to have a winning record and not only put a great product on the field, but your main job is to recruit. That is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bring athletes there that normally would not be able to come there or normally aren't even thinking about your college. He brought top tier athletes to that organization. To that college. He exceeded his job at Jackson State. And because he did so, he gets a step up now. He gets to move up. He gets that attention. And guess what? He's going to do he's probably going to do the exact same thing at Colorado. And guess what? He'll probably move up from there at some point if he's good enough and if he continues that path. And then he gets, maybe a college in the SEC. You never know. Like I always thought it you work hard so you can move up. That's
Mhm.
what I thought. But
Yeah, I ain't mad at him, but I don't have a dog in the fight.
I'm not mad at him, but at the same time, I'm not mad at anybody who thought he should stay there. I mean, it would have been nice if he stayed there, but I mean, nice don't really, you can't eat nice. You can't, go to the grocery store with nice.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to create a life for you and your family. And, if he thought going to Colorado State was the best way he could do that, that's his prerogative.
Yeah. It's real easy to look at celebrities or
and say what you should have did.
Yeah.
If I was him, if I was him, I would have did this. And well, you ain't him.
Yeah. You should have worked harder to be him.
Exactly. Right. Here's the thing, like I said, if you so dead set and so gun ho about wanting to save HBCUs, there's plenty of ways you can do it. There's plenty of ways plenty of avenues you can go down, plenty of ways you can do it. But we got a lot of people just sit, well, if I was him and if this was me, I would have did this and I wouldn't have did that. Yeah, right. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. You would have ran at that money.
Those are the people that I'd like to cut off and be like, well, you ain't and it ain't. So shut up.
Oh man, that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say about that. Let's talk about let's get into some nerd shit. Some nerd shit. Henry Cavill is out as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
After
that fucking they worked so hard to get him
I am so fucking
Black
done.
Adam.
Bro,
yeah.
Was that you and me that talked about that on the last podcast? I can't remember.
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Me. Yep.
I cannot we made it. We did a podcast on this.
And
now I got to come back to say this shit ain't happening. Or if it does, he's not completely gone. He might come back as old man Superman. Some dumb shit. I don't know. I am done with DC.
As far as I know, he done. Like they even went back the reshoots they did for the Flash
they
movie.
Took it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so fucking bad. What the fuck is going on with this fucking company, man? Like, I was excited for DC again.
I think I still am, but only because
how can you? No, bro. They like too many Supermans, too many Jokers. It's too much. Too many Batmans. Like,
and I think that's what James Gunn and the other guy are going to try and do now. Is like they needed to clean the slate. They needed to clear the.
So are they starting over?
I think so.
If they're starting over, I'm not going to say I'm interested. If they're starting over, I'll watch. But ain't no, because you said they're done with the fucking Flash movie. No, bro, no. This shit ain't starting over. They gonna bring out the fucking Flash movie next year. They're bringing out Flashpoint next year.
Yeah, they're gonna drop it and then they're gonna reboot everything.
They're gonna drop it. What do you mean? So Flash will be the last one.
Yeah, more than likely.
So why would I watch Flash if that's the end of the fucking that franchise? Because
you want to see it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, man.
I don't know. I hope that what James they can't even fucking do that now because they've let everybody go. Everybody's gone. The only one that I think still has a job that they haven't announced is gone is Jason Momoa.
This is a shit show. The Snyder cut
is where they need. That's their blueprint.
The Snyder cut. I was like, oh shit, they've saved this. They've got this thing afloat. Then we see, Black Adam, which was a decent movie. It was a good movie. And then at the end of Black Adam, you see Henry Cavill. Oh, shit. They righted the ship. Let's go. DC, let's go. I want to see Flashpoint. I want to see another, what's the guy? Green. I want to see Green Lantern. I want to see all the, and now we're
do you know they
where
offered,
are we? This is horrible.
They offered Dwayne Johnson a cameo in Shazam 2 and he turned it down.
I heard he shitted on that Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he shitted on Shazam.
And
didn't like it.
I don't understand why, because Shazam was exactly what it was in the comics. It was goofy. It was fun. It was not super.
There's another Shazam movie coming out. Fuck, I forgot about that. Bro,
yeah.
Just throw it away. DC, throw it away. And maybe I'll watch whatever you come out with next if you do it right.
The rumor is they want to go with a younger Superman. They want to start fresh and go with a younger Superman. I did read something that made me excited, and I hope if they do hire him, well, I hope they hire him. Did you ever watch the old TV show Smallville?
I know about it. I've seen some episodes. I wasn't a really big fan, but yeah, I know
All right.
exactly what you're talking about.
Michael Rosenbaum, that played Lex on Smallville, wants
I know
to
him.
play Lex in the new DCU. Like,
Okay.
he's bucking for it. He was a good Lex. He
Yeah.
also voiced Lex Luthor in several of the animated movies and stuff like that.
Yep.
I'd be down for that. But apparently they want to go with a younger Superman, and I don't know, man. I'm with you. Like, Marvel's had some shaky properties, don't get me wrong.
And here's the thing. Marvel, what I'm seeing from Marvel, I'm not really all that impressed with them too, but at least it's consistent. They're not changing characters and flipping shit around all crazy.
Yeah, the only thing they're doing is they're backing away. They're gonna start focusing more on quality versus quantity. They thought, shotgun blast approach. Okay, you guys want it, you want it, you want it. Here, we'll give you this series, we'll give you this movie, we'll give you this tie-in, we'll give you this and this and this. And they're realizing that they're spreading themselves a little thin. So they're pulling back, and they're going to focus on quality versus quantity. You saw Wakanda Forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad movie.
It was not a bad movie, but it wasn't a great movie.
It was not Black Panther 1.
No.
No.
Did you see my short? I made a short about that. It was not. It was a good movie. That's about all I could say about it. But it wasn't nothing groundbreaking. When I saw the first Black Panther, I was like, "Oh shit, this is a really good movie." But like, I don't know. It just seemed like it seemed watered down, and it seemed hokey in some places.
I will tell you, the thing that I like most is that you finally saw a Marvel movie that didn't really take place in the US or really have anything to do with American characters. I mean, yeah, they were there, but I liked seeing the two nations and getting the story of what's going on behind their borders versus, okay, Wakanda just so happens to exist in this larger thing. And it really felt like Wakanda and the Wakandans and Surf and Turf. That's the only thing I can think to call them. Namor, yeah.
Whatever they called it.
I've been aggravating a buddy of mine referring to him as Surf and Turf. Because land and water. I felt like they did a really good job showing what life is like in those nations versus them just being like a subplot for one of the other movies.
Right.
Yeah, there's some issues with Wakanda Forever, don't get me wrong. There are a few things that I was just like, huh, all right. Okay. But shit, it was better than fucking Thor Love and Thunder.
You thought it was better than Love and Thunder? It was like the same to me.
No, I hated Love and Thunder.
A lot of people hated Love and Thunder. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't better than Ragnarok.
No. And
Ragnarok was like the best Thor movie. All them other Thor movies could go somewhere. Those first two Thor movies were trash.
I think it could have been if they'd have just removed that Jane Foster subplot.
Yeah.
I didn't need it.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty
bad.
Yeah. I could live without it. I could have lived without Jane Foster ever coming back to the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Who plays her? What's her name? Natalie
Portman.
Yeah. Not a big Natalie Portman fan. I didn't like her on Star Wars, and I didn't like her in here at all.
It's just her character, Jane Foster, just brings everything down. It's like a fucking speed bump in the storyline.
Yes, she's literally Adrian on Rocky.
Yeah,
she's Adrian on Rocky. And
I feel you could have taught Thor how to love without her. I don't know how they would have gone about doing it, but I think they could have. And yeah, it just, I don't know. If you remove the Jane Foster subplot, it's a decent movie. Once you have that in there, I watched it once, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't care to watch that again. I don't care. That
No.
there's here's another thing. The Marvel movies that they're coming out with now, I don't care to watch again. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
Eternals, I probably will never put that in again. And it's not like it's a bad movie. I probably wouldn't watch what's Black Wakanda Forever. I probably would not watch that again. Shang-Chi, probably would not watch it again. They're good movies, but like
I like Shang-Chi.
it was good. It was like I'm not seeing anything from Marvel that's just like wowza. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not seeing that. So I don't know, man. Like there's like when I think of the older Marvel movies, like Winter Soldier was badass, Civil War was badass, the Endgame and Infinity Wars, badass movies. Iron Man 1, bad. Like you got badass movies that has rewatch value. Like none of this shit I will probably put in again.
Do you think it's also because you might have cared about those particular characters more?
Exactly.
Like,
yes, I care about those characters, but again, those were just better movies. They had like
they got their A string out of the way, and now they're dealing with their B and their C string, which I mean, historically, the comics that sold well were like Iron Man and the big names, and then you had these secondary characters whose
but still overall
these
movies are not as good as the older ones.
We aren't also still dealing with post-pandemic shit too.
Yeah.
So I mean, corners have been cut. We know that. We know 100%. We see it on TV shows. We hear it in music. We see it in movies. Corners are being cut to just be able to get product out again because Hollywood took a huge fucking hit for 2 years. And here we are heading into 2023, and I think they're trying to regain their footing now. So maybe they'll get better.
I don't know. I'm more into the Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus than the actual movies. And I've been looking at this Secret Invasion. This shit looks good with Samuel.
Yeah.
This shit looks
good,
man.
And that's the thing too, is they've got to get these C stringers, B stringers, however you want to look at it. They got to get them out of the way and introduced so they can start really working towards the big like reveal again.
Yeah.
And they've killed off most of the male focal heroes, and now they're replacing them with women.
So Avengers are a bunch of women now.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Oh no,
but I don't think it's gonna work.
No, but I don't mind, but it is like the Avengers now are just a bunch of women now, which is fine. I don't care, but are you really? How well do you think this is gonna go?
I don't think it's gonna go well at all. I really don't. There's rumors that Ant-Man will be dying.
Oh God.
And that Cassie will be taking up the mantle.
The daughter?
So yeah, Cassie Lang.
Okay.
So there's another of the male heroes gone. I don't know. I think I get it. They want they want little girls to be able to see heroes that they can look up to and whatnot, but like you've just completely eradicated the entire male hero force for the most part to swap them out for women. And again, like I said, I don't have an issue with that, but I don't think it's going to be profitable because historically female-led anything does not do well. And that's because the market that ends up consuming these properties the most are predominantly male. There are women in it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. We can't even fucking watch foreign movies for the most part, like because we get mad because they don't look like us. Now you expect a bunch of dudes to sit there through a 90-minute movie about a woman? I don't think it's going to happen. I think the only reason Black Panther did as well as it did was spoiler,
Yeah,
with
it's been a
Shuri
while,
taking
man.
up the mantle of Black Panther is because it was Black Panther. You know, it was another one of those movies that was definitely geared towards the African American market. And I think that's the only reason it did so well. If this had been a few years later where maybe we've gotten more strong black characters, I don't think Wakanda Forever would have done as well. And specifically because it's female centric.
Yeah. They need to do something with Black Panther, man. They I don't know. Marvel needs to do something. But we weren't talking about Marvel. We were talking about DC, and they're just. Can we at least say DC is still miles ahead? I'm sorry, Marvel is still with the issues they have. They are miles away from DC. DC is just the shits right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I like Shazam. I like Doom Patrol. I like the quirky stuff that isn't as dark as everything else. And I think that's DC's biggest problem is they're just so goddamn depressing. Like, I mean, I get the comics were kind of dark, but Superman wasn't a dark comic, like it wasn't as weighty as Batman was.
I think here's the thing, and I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna wrap it up. That Batman v Superman, I think the mistake there, besides Martha, besides that,
why did you say that name?
Besides that, is they tried to okay. So that very first Superman movie was not a dark movie. Didn't have dark aspects. It was a little shady gray, but it wasn't like dark. It looked odd to me, and I don't know if you know the word. Because I'm in film and I've been in film and video. There's a word called mise en scène, meaning everything you see in the screen has to match. It has to be right. Right? It's called mise en scène. It's a French word. When you put Superman in Batman's world, it just looks weird.
Bright red and blue up against black, gray.
Yes, it looks weird. So, like, visually, the aesthetics is off. You've kind of lost me here. It almost looks like what's the name of that TV, that Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
You see my point? It looks now I'm like, this looks like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I got this larger than life character wearing bright light blue and a strong red inside of a dark world.
Yeah.
You should have never did it. For one, Batman, you didn't have to do it. You could have just made a Batman.
Sin City
and here's the thing.
Red.
Exactly. And here's the thing. You started off Batman with him fighting Superman. You could have just made a Batman movie. You could have just made a Batman movie. How, what's the problem with that? Why is Batman starting off 55 years old? You could have just started. It was just
right.
weird.
If you're gonna do that, give us Batman Beyond.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They've messed up that franchise so bad.
I got a magic trick for you.
What's that?
All right. Right now, Marvel. Right. My screen. DC.
DC. Martha.
Marvel. DC.
All right, man. Let's get out of here, man. Where can people find the Oddman?
You can go to thecultofodd.com and most everything's there. The Cult of Odd is available on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. If you punch in Cult of Odd, you'll find us. You can also find us on YouTube. If you do some looking around and find my link tree, you can buy my coloring book, and we're working on getting a merch shop set back up. So
let's go. And you're watching the Dummast Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Dummast Podcast. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on IG, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean by just putting in Dummast Podcast. We are out.
Actually, hold on, wait. Before you end it, there is one more thing.
What's that?
I forgot. There's one other place you can find the Cult of Odd.
Where's that?
In the mainframe GTA RP server every Friday night at 8 p.m. They play the show at the theater in the city.
That's dope. So wait. Your show, the show is playing on GTA.
Yeah.
That's dope. So now I know what character I'm gonna be. All right, we out. That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Seriously.
I did not know that. So
yeah.
So the Cult of Odd is playing inside of GTA.
Yep.
That is dope, man.
I have transcended realities, my friend.
Oh man, that's so dope.
Yeah, I came in there